Green.
The rest of the lots.
We're gonna let one more person get their coffee.
We were told that.
You want to stay back in position?
Was.
Morning, Ben.
These houses out. We also told you everyone your lost.
Welcome back. How is the Greek goddess?
Nice.
All righty, good morning. So, as a gentle, friendly reminder, Coffee Talks are recorded and streamed live, and I would like for the multiple people that we already have joining us to also be ready at 10. So thank you. Appreciate your attention. Well, happy Coffee Talk, happy Friday, happy end of the month. Happy the weather's changing. We should have a decent weekend, so that's quite nice. To start the morning, though, I brought a special guest. Some of you have already met her this morning or already knew who she is, but I would like to introduce you to a friend, a lifelong friend. I grew up with this young lady and her older brother. We're the same age and played many years of sports together, but this is your new multi-club operations manager, Leslie Westfall.
A really big fun title.
So Leslie's been with the company just over 3 years.
Yep, just about 3 years.
She has done any and everything in the food, restaurant, and management industry from back of the house to front of the house. She's classically trained. She's a CIA grad, Culinary Institute of America, not looking into your back files. Yes. Well, you should still be impressed. CIA is a very, very big deal in the world of culinary. And worked at many of the restaurants in the area and then front of the house and all the management, and is now making another jump forward in her career to work with Verterra and with Seven Summits as the multi-club operations manager. So Leslie, say hi.
I just want to clarify when Todd was saying that we grew up in the same neighborhood, same area. And when he mentioned the playing sports and such, that was with my older brother. So I just want to understand that.
She's taking multiple stomach shots this morning.
This is only about the fourth time I've reminded him of that one. So here and there I have to.
It's okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Anything?
No.
Okay.
No. I'm happy to meet you all. We're going to go through names probably about 1,000 times before I remember everybody. So please forgive me when I have to keep reminding you or asking what your name is.
And we're still not getting name tags.
Yes, still not getting name tags.
Just those big events. Well, as always, I love the Coffee Talks. So one of my favorite events. You love the donuts, which is one of your favorite parts of the events, I understand. But for those of you on the healthier side, I brought some fresh fruit today too. For those of you online, I love you. Again, you can toast a donut from your area. As always, I loved Leslie and I met yesterday. We had a great chat. We're gonna meet some more today. She's phenomenal ideas to help enhance the lifestyle here, including being able to increase a few more events in the month because Leslie would like to run 1 or 2 a month. We'll just add to our calendar, which is awesome, and we look forward to that as well. How about your March? Has everybody had a good March? Have you been living your best lives? What's some of the Hi, Ann. How you doing? Good. This is my platform today. I'm going to turn the camera on you guys here in a second. I'll get you going. What was some of the highlights for your March so far? Online, you should be able to chip in too if you like. I see your microphones are muted, but you can turn them off and talk if you want. Yes, Joe. Getting over COVID. Congratulations, Verterra. You all survived a neighborhood COVID infection, so everybody's still smiling and happy, so thank you. But yeah,
The train trip to downtown Seattle.
The train trip to downtown to Seattle. Yeah, we had a phenomenal time to the Ai Weiwei exhibit. Judy's online. That was the highlight of her month, I think. She is a big Ai Weiwei fan. Anything else?
Block party.
The block party.
Finally getting back in, out for that.
Getting closer. We're getting closer. We did have some heaters on the patio. Good news on that. Shay ordered some permanent heaters to go on that back patio. So they can be used if you want to just go over and grab a cup of coffee and sit on the patio, but we'll also be able to use them during our events as we transition through lovely Washington spring weather. And it is lovely. Everything's green and clean, and we like that, right? And then snowshoeing, I think we had the best snowshoeing day so far of the entire, we're not in winter anymore, but of the winter season. We couldn't have asked for better blue skies, nice thick snow. It was a wonderful time in there. Anything else? You loved your culinary demo. Thank you. Thank you. We did have a good time cooking. David?
Everybody that talked to said they liked that, beef patties.
The block party. Block party. We had 98 people at our St. Patty's Day block party, including another 11 prospects. So great job again. I have so much fun talking to the Shea side of the family about how you, Verterra, just grab a hold of prospects when they come to events and make them feel so welcome and make them feel like this is a community that they would be comfortable in. I know that there was one lady, LT, that everybody was chatting with, and then a couple took them over to show off the model that she was looking at that they lived in. And I know that's happened multiple times. It's such a wonderful thing you're doing for future neighbors. So thank you, and hopefully we keep that going. It is one of the good reasons why we have our block parties to integrate that part of the lifestyle. Excellent. Let's talk about April. We have almost every event posted in April. Is there any questions about the April events? No, not even. Can we have more spots?
Carpooling
for Leavenworth. Well, absolutely. I do not mind. You guys can email me, text message me, and I'll share who's attending the trip if you want to talk to people about carpooling on our Leavenworth overnight. Really excited. Our first overnight excursion. So that should be a lot of fun.
How many people are we up to?
We have 12 booked rooms and 24 people. No, 28 people. We have 28 people. Yeah.
It's a couple fun rooms, I guess.
They're carpooling, they're room pooling. You know, it's a Bavarian thing. Having a good time. Excellent. So I think a couple updates on April. The last one, I know it hasn't posted yet, but will be the Mariners. Well, should show up on your calendar here in the next few days. So we have a Mariners game. It's a day game, so it'll be another Seattle trip if you get on, because we're going to take the train up. And if you've never done that, do it. It's exciting to get up there for a day game. Mariners, if you watched opening night last night, go M's. Pulled it out in the eighth inning. I know a lot of you were locked into the March Madness, but I'm a baseball boy all the way through. So it was opening night. So I watched my Mariners, and they did the good stuff. They should have what playoffs? Oh, because we won one game, so we're automatically in. That's right. We have good stuff. We have really good stuff. What's that?
When's that gonna be?
It is. Let me verify exactly. But...
Oh, there we go.
Oh, hey, look. Stop, Sarah. Let me pull up my calendar for you to make sure I'm accurate. Yeah, April 30th. So we'll hit the train at 10:15, take the train in, enjoy the day game, take the train back in the afternoon. And then another thing to look for, it's going to pop on your calendar probably today, is we're going to go to the Tulip Festival down in Sumner. It actually launches next weekend, and we're probably going to go the week after that when they're nice and fresh and in bloom. So that'll pop up. We're going to head down there. Let me ask you, for those of you that are interested in going, do you want to bring flowers home with you as well? Or do you just want to go see the pretty flowers? Bring some home.
How
Okay.
does that work? They remain bulbs or the actual flowers?
Both. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. All right, good to know on that. Well, then what you're really here for, right, is May.
Are we gonna have a happy hour in April?
Yeah. No, we have a happy hour in April.
Is it right now?
No, it's not posted.
Okay.
So just so you guys know, it was really funny now. I think I told you guys last time I thought I was being creative because things. So I started posting events when you were in things so other people had an access to do that, except you wouldn't get off your cell phones during events. And then you would go, oh my gosh, it posted. And then you would tell everybody at the event. And the event would stop for about 15 minutes while you all logged on and tried to get yourself into that next event. So it interrupted the event, and it also defeated the purpose of trying to get people not in the event. So what I do now is I do a calendar roulette for date and time. There's literally no order. I pick an hour anywhere within the 24-hour period, and I pick some random day. I don't even remember when days are going to post anymore, so they are completely random out there. So yes, happy hour is not posted. It'll be back as we talked about last month. Every other month now, we're going to use our neighborhood post and pour. So April will be our post and pour happy hour. It's actually the day before the Mariners game, 29th. Okay. So you want to know a little bit about May? It is the only month with 3 letters. There you go. You now know a little bit about May. Surprise! Okay, so starting in May, we're gonna get our hike series going again. So we're fully into spring, so we're gonna start getting outside and taking some hikes. Those of you new to the neighborhood, I do a 3 hike series in a month, and so we hike at every level. So I start the month out with an easy hike. Easy hikes usually mean they're maybe 3 to 5 miles, but they're flat. And they're usually closer, so we're not driving as far to get to the easy hikes. And then by middle of the month, I do an intermediate hike, and those things can be 5 to 8 miles, and they usually start to climb 1,000, 2,000, sometimes up to 3,000 if it's gradual over the entire hike. And then we do a training hike at the end of the month, and those are mean. They're mean and evil and very difficult. But the goal is there's a lot of people here that not only want the fitness side of things, but I always hold the camp mirror out there for some people. I know Mike here is very interested in doing those things as one of the people in the room that I know do those hikes. So I always do a training series. Those are rated difficult hikes. They're normally 3,000 plus feet of elevation. Not necessarily anything longer than 10 miles. They're usually shorter. They're just steeper. But I always promise this on training hikes. They always have a payout. So you're going to get some spectacular view of the mountain, or you're going to get an amazing waterfall or an epic lake or something amazing to make up for that. Because even I, being a fitness guy, do not enjoy putting myself through that without a little payout at the end. What I can't guarantee is the weather. So though there might be a payout, sometimes the clouds block it. But that's just the way it is. We still get bragging rights for doing the hike. And then we'll look at a September date for doing Camp Muir for those that have been training. Right? So that's the hike series. We have Derby Day. So the Kentucky Derby launches in May. It's the 3rd of May. And we are going to go to Emerald Downs. Found out I'm not a big track guy, so I learned all my track experience last year. You can go in nice and early and go all the way up to their big covered area, and they actually televise the Kentucky Derby, and if you're in for that. But otherwise, you're gonna sit a very long time until the races start at like 1 o'clock. So if anybody wants to go early to see the Kentucky Derby, I'll be able to give you your ticket early. Otherwise, I'll be heading there just after the noon hour. We're right on the track side again with the umbrella tables. So yes, last year we got rained on. This year it's Washington. It could be sunny and beautiful. But it is Derby Day. It's a national programmed event. So we are going to have some fun. And yes, I will dress up. Because as you all know, I always dress up. I dressed up last night. You missed it if you weren't at Happier Hour. And I've never heard the word dapper used so many times. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. I appreciate that. We're going to have a model stop. So just like for St. Patrick's Day, we had like an ice cream thing. I'll do something on Cinco de Mayo. It will not be margaritas or tequila, but it will be some kind of treat we'll do. You guys can come and hang out and chat and have a little treat on Cinco de Mayo. Indivara Sound Arts is coming back, so there'll be a sound bath on the 6th. Sound bath on the 6th. Movie nights the 7th.
What's the theme?
Don't have a theme for movie night yet. Thank you. I like that.
Hey.
And then Sam doesn't know this yet, but you also may not know this, but Sam is starting a golf club. Next week will be his interest meeting for those that are golfers. Do you want to say a couple words? You don't.
No,
I mean to put you on the spot. Post
Today.
today.
Quick, and just have an interest, and it's kind of the whole theme of the golf club is, first of all, have fun. Second of all, have some social context. Third of all, is just to get some exercise out of it, with the last thing being focused on golf, so it's more fun focused. And we'll try to hit the closest 4 golf courses around here because it's pretty affordable. And from that, we'll look at probably dedicating a Thursday afternoon for our tea times. And then we'll talk when we get this meeting. It's next Thursday at 2:00.
Yes, thank you. And then what Sam doesn't know, I'm also going to volunteer him and his golf club for International Golf Day, which is on the 10th. It's a Saturday. So maybe Sam will work with me and we can plan some cool, fun golf event on Saturday the 10th. And then the golf club is a way you can advertise that. We're gonna hit Trilogy Wine Week. I saw lots of glasses of wine at Happy Hour. I know you like your wine. I'm currently in talks with 2 places. There's a place down in Sumner. It's actually a cafe wine bar that would love to host us for a wine tasting event. And then I'm working with a winery close by in Edgewood, in the Edgewood Milton area, that would also either like to come on site or host us for a wine tasting. So look for those, come on your calendars. I don't have dates for those yet, but those will come during Trilogy Wine Week. Intermediate hike's going to be on the 4th. Oh, I'm sorry. I skipped one there. Game night will be the 13th. And that game is to be decided because we have trivia in April. And so May will be a non-trivia based game. So if you have ideas or want to repeat of things we've done, go ahead and feed that out. But that will be the night of game night. Intermediate hike will be the 14th. 17th is our block party, is going to be a little different vibe. So those of you who were around for the block party in January, when we had our wellness event, we're going to do an artist and artisan event. So very similar. You'll start at the tour center. I currently have 13 artists and artisans that are going to come in with their work, from leather workers to woodworkers to card makers. I have quite a large group of jewelry makers coming in, and we're going to set them up in the tour center and through all of these models here. So you'll be able to check in there, check out some vendors there, and work your way through the models. We will have a food truck at the end here in the small parking lot that once you get through, you can come in and grab some food for the day. So look forward to the artisan event. 17th. The 21st will be the culinary demo, also TBD. So if you have things you're craving, 21st. And this one took me a bit to work out, but I got it worked out. On the 22nd, line dancing. So there is a Grange in Buckley and a group that does line dancing classes. They're not partner-based line dancing, so you can go as singles, you can go as couples and not have to worry about stepping on each other's toes or anything. It's a taught class that teach multiple dances through the event. And we're going to take up to 30 spots for that. So it'll be a nice wide open event to fill out. So you'll show me how much. I know that we did our Happier Hour at Doxa a couple months ago, and that's when we learned about it. And some of you were all about it. So it took me a minute to make it happen, but I made it happen. We're going to do that on that day as well. And be at Doxa? It'll be at the Grange in Buckley. Oh. The Grange, yes. Seattle trip that month. This may sound familiar. We're going to go to the Mopop. It's not a Wednesday. My apologies. But that's the Museum of Pop Culture. For some of you from the area, if you didn't know, it changed. That's formerly the EMP, the Experience Music Project, but they switched it over. It's now the MoPop. So it's on the Seattle Space Needle grounds, big, crazy, fancy artistic building. So for those of you that love the train itself and the rides, this is a 3 train trip day because we take the train into downtown, the light rail up into the city, and then the monorail all the way to the MoPop. And if you haven't been on the monorail, it actually goes through part of the MoPop. So that's kind of cool too. It's built, the MoPop's built over it. The 23rd.
What happened to did it have to be canceled didn't you have it this past month or?
We had some, we went to the Seattle Art Museum. It was wonderful. We saw the Ai Weiwei exhibit. It was great. It was great. No, we went to the Seattle Art Museum. And this is a fun one for the ladies. So we also kick off national events for Trilogy for Blue Star Women's Golf Week. And I've invited a special guest up. Has anybody watched any of the MTO golf videos that they started posting? And there is someone from the corporate office. Her name's Jackie. She is an incredible golfer. If you understand golf, she's a 2 handicap. She's very, very good. And she is coming up to take the ladies of Verterra golfing. And we're going to Druids Glen, which is quite a nice golf course. So there's going to be 2 foursomes for that, Jackie being one, so there'll be 7 spots available. So ladies, if you golf, and you do not have to be a Jackie level golfer, you just go out. She wants to go out and have fun with you. She'll be there to help if you have questions, help maybe improve your golf game for the day. So it should be just a really good fun event. And that will be the 28th, and their morning tee times, 8:30 and 8:39 will be the tee time. So it'll be an early drive to get to Druids Glen. And then our sporting event will be the end of the month on the 29th, and we're going to the Rainiers, going to the Tacoma Rainiers game. So that'll be fun. And Coffee Talk will be Friday the 30th. That is not guaranteed all of your events. I have a few more holes I'd like to fill in May, but that's currently what's there and what's coming. Okay. Any questions on May? And that's one of the things I need to add in as a training, I guess. There will be. I just don't have your date yet. It won't be a weekend. If you all know, like even those that people that work and online, Todd does not hike on the weekends. I like the trails for our group and not the 8,000 people that show up to hike. And also understand my hiking times. If you are an easy hiker, we start at 8, we meet and then drive to our hikes. But if you are an intermediate to a training hiker, we meet at 6 a.m. to go to the hikes. So, yes, sir.
Did you list an easy hike or?
I listed the hike date, and that's the 1st of the month.
Oh.
And that is most likely, barring any changes, going to be the Point Defiance Loop hike. With hopefully you want to all go to the Parkway Tavern for some of the best burgers in Tacoma afterwards.
Beers on tap.
Just a couple. And all the infinite taps they've ever used on the ceiling. Yeah. Okay, so something to bring up, those of you that are joining me for Leavenworth and those interested in doing future stuff, I am working with a hotel in Walla Walla for a summer wine tasting adventure. It'll most likely be a 2-night, and yes, we'll probably drive. The fee for a bus for that is exceptional. If you all want to come back to me, if you're interested and say you'd love to pay for a bus, let me know and I'll give a quote. And if you think that's a reasonable price, we can book it. But it's you either have to pay for the driver to stay with us or you pay for them to do the drive twice because they have to drive you to Walla Walla. They'll come back and then they'll drive back at the end to get you and come back. So it gets up there quite a bit for our group to do so. But I'm working with it. You can check it out. I'm working with a hotel called The Finch. It's super cool. It's right in the heart of downtown. It's this retro, minimalistic, very nice. I just stayed there. It's a really cool hotel. They are giving us crazy rates for summer. For Walla Walla, I believe she quoted rooms at just $119 a night, which is So she sent me multiple weeks. So there's 1 week in July and 3 weeks in August. So I'm working on around our calendar what works. If you are interested in going and have feedback for me on dates that would work, that better, I'm more than happy to hear those, because if you're into wind, then I'm in to try to make that work. I did that for Leavenworth for as many people as I could as well. And I know some people who would have loved to go are also going to Portugal. And so we couldn't make that work. So bad, Anne, that you couldn't make it because you're going someplace really awesome. So yeah, so if you don't know, if you're not from the area, Walla Walla is the heartland of wineries in the state, more than Yakima, more than any other spot. There's last I heard there was over 500 wineries in the Walla Walla Farm Valley. There's something like 30 tasting rooms just in downtown Seattle. You can visit the wineries themselves. So we'll plan some pretty fun events. There's some decent restaurants in Walla Walla. There's lovely walks along the estuary. I mean, it's a cool place. Plus my son goes to school there. I mean, he won't be there the time we go, but he does go to school there. So. It's 4.5. It's 4.5. 4.5, cruise control, doing the speed limit. That's not speeding. That is a regular drive. But just remember, once you get to I-90, it's a 70-mile-an-hour speed limit for almost that entire drive. There's a couple drives.
What's the temperature? I consider driving boards. How hot does it get out there?
Hot. You're closer to the desert farm climate out there, so you can get easily into the hundreds by August. You know. There's big wind there too. One of my favorite things there is the amount of wind farms through the Walla Walla Valley is amazing. I love it when we do it right, when we're creating energy and everything the right way, and to see the amount of wind power that they're generating out there is amazing. And I finally realized, because you guys all know I was going out and visiting my son, and I talked about all the twinkling lights on the hillside, and I just loved it because I was always driving home at night. I finally got to drive home during the day the other day, and it's all the windmills. And it's all their air safety lights that flicker in the evening, but that's how many there are. There's thousands along the hillsides there, so it's pretty cool. It's a beautiful time to be there, so it's great.
Will we be stopping anywhere along the way, or is it just going to be a straight 4.5 hours straight there?
Well, we haven't got the whole trip mapped out yet, so it's something we can think about. Do you need a stretch and snack along the way? That's valid. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. Cool. Yes, Joe.
Yeah.
The teapot. Well, I also, just a short a drive outside of Walla Walla is Palouse Falls as well, which is one of the most epic waterfalls in the state. So that could be a thing to go out and do. There's also a Michelin-starred restaurant just out in Walla Walla as well. It's an Italian restaurant. So if you're looking to have an extremely nice meal, there's a very nice restaurant out there as well. So yeah, that's just something coming in the works as well. So that's exciting. Techno Gym. How many of you have been using your gym? And be honest. Yeah, that's what I thought. So I thought all of you, if you didn't see them, they're all raised their hands. 100% usage of the gym right now. Thank you so much. So some of the things I was working on yesterday, I worked with Dan on there. So some of you, how many of you have done the checkup? How many of you used the checkup so far? So I have the heart rate strap. I'm going to sync the heart rate strap up and attach it in the room. Again, honor system and cleaning. So it'll be there. You can do your cardio testing if you use the strap for that. They're also going to do it. You can do that now on the machines, but there's an update coming out in April that'll allow you to do a camera cardio test. They use a squat to elevate your heart rate and then see your heart rate drop while wearing the strap as well. So it's something you can do interactive with, or you can just jump right over to a cardio machine. And then there's a grip strength and another strength one coming to help do the strength testing as well. If you're really interested in doing the strength, there's a backdoor way to do the strength testing that we can apply to your account too. So we can get that. You just need to work with me individually as well. So that's going. I went in and I hardlined the Vizio screen, meaning if you've been trying to take a class or use it, it reduced the lag now. So the classes will pull up a lot faster and easier than, I would do the orientations and I tap it and I go, I promise it's going to show us classes here. We'll wait patiently. Now they come up quicker for that. I also turned one of the exercise bikes sideways. And please leave it there. I did that. And it's so you can turn the screen and use the class on that as well and have the whole open gym space to be able to take an additional class. So if someone's in using the Visio class, you still have access to all the other classes and now more space to do those classes. So those are there for that as well. Do we have any questions about the fitness room? I am too shy of 100 people doing their fitness orientation. I'm feeling really good. I'm really proud of you guys for doing that. I'll be even more proud when you start using it more. I also, knowing that we only have days left, I would like to challenge any of you to at least turn in one bingo card, because Mike here has turned in 3 fully blacked out bingo cards. And if I don't get others, Mike is guaranteed the $250 gift card for winning the blackout drawing because he's the only one in the drawing. So I'm excited for him. He's been so creative and awesome about it. He comes in and he says, I've done all I can do of this. Is there something else I can do to earn this stamp? And he's been on top of it. It's been great. I turned it over to Dee, so she's gotten a lot more chores done around the house now. Because I was like, what would you like done? And she's like, I want the whole house vacuumed. I'm like, that stamp's the whole house vacuumed now, Mike. So he went and vacuumed the whole house and got his stamp. So it's great. So there is 2 drawings. There's a bingo drawing and then there's a blackout drawing. So all you need to do is fill out one single line to get your name put into the bingo drawing. You can do up to 5 of those per card, fill out 5 different bingo lines and get 5 entries into that. And then you can black out your card and that's a completely separate drawing. So there's also a prize for the bingo. It's not as cool as the blackout prize. But you do have a few days to get those stamps. If I'm not around to stamp, the sales center has a stamp as well and can stamp for you. It's completely on the honor system. No one's going to challenge whether you did it or not. I believe you, and we'll just stamp your thing for you to get that in. So that's coming up as well for that. So we're kind of near a Q&A, but before how many have gotten a chance to see the new marketing video? This is really cool. How many of you remember when we had the videographer here for a couple of days? He came in and he videoed one of our culinary demos. Then he videoed our game night. Then we did a walk on early Saturday morning before our block party, and he videoed us on our walk. And then he joined our block party as well. Well, that amongst other things, he put together an amazing thing introducing lifestyle to the Verterra. So it's made for Shay. Shay will use it to advertise what's going on, but I think you might recognize a face or two in here. It's Sarah. It's just Sarah. Totally Sarah. Do you guys have the shared screen? Yes? Online? Perfect. Well, this should work.
Oh, there's Todd.
Oh no! And that's the big one. What do you think? It's pretty good, right? What happened there? Who's all on their Wi-Fi?
Are you wearing a dress shirt while out on a hike? It was judgment next time, just so they
Oh no, what happened?
Okay.
It's gonna stop again. All right, guys, hold on, give me 1 second. Let me see if I can refresh this bad boy.
Looks like a molten.
I was talking to.
Yeah.
Hey, Todd,
Yes.
we don't have any sound on ours when it's playing, just so you know.
Hmm.
Is this Intel website?
No.
No.
The shape on it.
Oh.
Why would that not be? I don't know. In a blue dollar.
Awesome. Awesome.
A lot of smiling faces in that video.
That was pretty good, huh? So you guys still not hear that on the live broadcast?
No.
No, okay. I'll send you a video link so you guys can watch it with sound if you'd like. I apologize for that. I did everything he told me to make the sound work. It didn't work. Well, this is your time for Q&A. Do we have any questions? Upcoming stuff? Anything about anything?
Give us a ride. The Seawolves.
No. What's the deal with tomorrow? Are we meeting up at the stadium? Or
Yes. No, there. Yeah.
we meet you there, or how do we get the tickets to go in?
I will let you in.
Okay.
Yes. So be on time. Yes.
Any plans for international travel?
Plans for international travel. Thank you so much. This is all recorded so she can come back and watch it. But some of you really approached Sarah while she was here for our block party and kept asking. And she's like, yeah, just so you know, the success of our local excursions helps show that we're ready to do more of an international excursion as well. So it's something I'd love to do for you. And one of the things I'm trying to currently work with the legal is how I can do it instead of hiring a tour company to do it. So instead hiring a bus to haul us around, but using our own people and their knowledge to help do these tours instead of, which should make us have a lot more opportunities, not having to pay a tour guide as well. So we should be able to do some pretty amazing things over our time. So I know a lot of you have been really on board because you know my love of the old green Emerald Isle there of Ireland, but that doesn't mean it's the only place we go. Like it's open. So as you guys give me feedback of places we go is when we start researching and stuff for doing that. So great question and working on it. Anything else?
Is that something that's initiated locally?
I don't know who that is. Might be you. I'm going to mute you. Yeah, it was you. Okay, cool. Someone's getting their lawn mowed. So George, your question is about.
So when these trips are set up, is that something that's done on the national level, or can those be initiated locally, or?
So every lifestyle director has an opportunity to start the paving of a trip, and they will usually open up to the community, but there's always a minimum. And so those tend to get, if you all open, if I give you a week window to register first for a trip and we fill it with just Verterra, then yes, we can just go. But if we need to have X number of people to make the trip go and not enough Verterra was, then we're going to open it up to Trilogy at the Holly first and keep it close to home. It's easy for you all to figure out plane tickets and stuff. And then if not, you'll see it open to even more. So those trips that you currently see on Explore 360 on your MTL are lifestyle people that have organized trips, and they ultimately offered it to the group, and then they offered it to all of the Trilogy to continue to fill those spots. Or they may have even more spots. So they just might have an unlimited amount of spots they can fill. So they opened it up. But yes, ultimately, it would be great if we filled it, but I would love the opportunity to include other Trilogy people as well in the adventures. Especially just to meet you guys, since you're the best anyways. They would need to know. They need to know their place.
Actually mentioned last night about a trip. I just thought outside the scope of
The train trip.
like, something like the Coast Starlight or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, there is an Explore 360 train trip right now on the East Coast. So if you're loving your trains, you can look into those as well. So just so you know, if as for Verterra, you can sign up to any of the Explore. You can do them all year long and travel all those. I would only take on one per year. Just one per year. Just even with Leslie here, asking Leslie to do what she does for both and then try to cover, me being gone with you means everybody else that doesn't go doesn't have lifestyle going. And so one a year would be the limit that I myself would take on. Cool. What else? Any other questions?
I have a question.
Yes, David.
I have not been orientated on using the gym. So what do I have to do? Go.
You have to set up an appointment with me.
Okay.
That's as easy as a text message or an email.
I'm not into exercise, as you can tell, but Sam has challenged me out there. Well, I'm gonna get out there and do that.
Well, I'll tell you again, when I do, those of you done the orientation, especially the ones that have done it recently, now that we've got the checkup in the Visio, and I've ranked my top 3 things in that room. And the number 1 thing in that room is actually the recovery equipment. You don't have to be someone that does fitness to go in and enjoy the benefits of the recovery equipment. You don't have to sweat. You can put recovery equipment on, sit down in a chair and make yourself feel better. And that's my number 1. And the checkup's my number 2. So even if you're not using the gym itself, going in and finding a baseline of where you are at in your health at this time in your life is key to making changes along the way. Because one thing, just so you know, when I look out in the room, it doesn't matter the year you're born in. None of you are old. That's not how Todd works. You're all active and you're all amazing, and your chronological age means nothing to me. And I don't mean that disrespectfully. I mean it in the sense that we got lots to do and lots of fun, and we can still do it every year. What else?
You have a question too.
Beth.
First of all, I tried the Vizio in the gym
Yeah.
and I couldn't hook up the Bluetooth. I couldn't hear the person talking. So I was wondering if there's a trick to it because I punched the Bluetooth.
You have to put your headphones in pairing mode.
Okay.
And then once they're in pairing mode, they'll pop up on the screen and you tap and then it will sync your headphones. So that's fine. And it can be difficult. What I have found with all Bluetooth headphones is they all pair differently. It's a pain, right? Like old Apple pods had to be in the case with the case open for the pairing. And now new ones have a button. Other ones have a button on the headphones themselves. Like, so it's okay if you don't know how to turn your pairing mode on. I'm happy to help you pair your headphones up so you can use all of those things.
One thing too, Beth, is that like if you got your iPhone on and you're paired up to your buds or whatever else like that, sometimes whatever device you got can only be hooked up to one thing. So I found by shutting your phone off, and then you got your earbuds or headphones on, then you turn that on, it will recognize it right away and hook up right away. So it's not interfering with that.
That's a good point too. If you walk in and your headphones are hooked up to your phone, they won't find it because they're already being occupied. So great question. Good answer, Sam. Anything else? Anybody online?
If you're a
You have as
beginner,
many as- Uh-huh.
should you just go on the beginning hikes at first per month and then work your way to intermediate?
So one thing you guys have known about me, and as I continue to learn too, I'm very blunt. You know, Beth is asking what it's, hike with me, hike an easy hike, and then ask me, do you think I can do the next hike? I will tell you if you can do the next hike or not. I'll always be honest with you. And trust me, I'm honest in the push you to get stronger side, not the, don't come along. If I think you can, it might be a little harder, but you can, and that's how you're going to get better at it. I will be honest with you and tell you, if I think you should probably do some easy hikes a little longer and want some help giving you some stuff to do around the neighborhood to strengthen you up, I will do that for you too. So another great question. But yes, you should walk or hike or do something with me before you bite off more than you can chew. Just doing your hair. Thought your hand came up there for a minute.
You might put we had that talk yesterday about people are going, hey, we're gonna get a hot tub spa or whatever like that, a jacuzzi at the new thing. And I think what you said is there's just no definite plans yet one way or the other about that.
Yeah, any overhead picture you see doesn't mean that's the end finished product. It's a rendering picture to just kind of get you excited again about stuff to come, give you more than what you had. But because you don't see some square on there that you're trying to recognize as a hot tub doesn't mean you will or won't get a hot tub.
Who do we contact to let them know our desires?
Well, you can contact me if you'd like, and I will pass those on if you'd like.
Absolutely.
You're all gonna follow your rules though and take a shower before you get in the hot tub, right?
Sure.
Okay, second.
We use it for recovery from all of our exercise.
Yeah.
Right, Yeah.
Yeah.
it's good. It's good. Well, if there's, yes.
Has there been an update on where we are with the rec center, the clubhouse?
So we are in the permitting phase right now, and I've heard good things that there is some state comments being sent back, which means they're actively looking at our permitting. It's not just sitting on a shelf waiting its turn, but that means absolutely nothing for a date when those permits will be done. It just means they are currently being looked at. So we are in that last phase, which is the most exciting part. After that, it's just build, and they are chomping at the bit to start that. So just waiting.
Is there any idea when they're gonna open phase 3?
Oh, that's another good question, but not one for me. That is definitely one for the Shea sales side. They can answer that. Or I will find it out for you and let you know. Or we can just open the window and yell at Michael right now. And Garrett, tell Garrett not to step on the plants. So those of you online, you can't see it, but there's a huge thing of the Connect model right now. The sales, construction, and local corporate office are having a goodbye party for April. April's not leaving Shea. She's been promoted. I've known April as long as I've been with Blue Star. She was the club manager at Trilogy at Holly, so she technically hired me. down there. And then she just had this vision of moving up in the company and getting district level. So she transitioned to Shea because she had the Blue Star chart and she wanted the real estate chunk and start to work construction. And then now she's finally gotten an opportunity to be a manager in Idaho. So she's still with Shea, but she's going to move to Idaho and start running the Idaho teams down there. So pretty cool. Valor is the Idaho Trilogy, but remember, she is a Shea manager, so she will do any Shea building, not just a Trilogy. There's lots of Shea builds more than Trilogies. They do Trilogies really well, but there's lots of Shea communities. You have multiple Shea communities right here in Washington State that aren't Trilogies. So she will also be over the people that do those as well. Anything else? Great questions today, guys. I appreciate you. Eat all the donuts, please.
We appreciate you, Todd.
Thanks, David. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, everybody online. I appreciate you all. McDaniels, hurry up and get back here. We miss you.
We'll be back in May.
Excellent. All right, guys.
All right, take care.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, in fact,
Okay.
one of the reasons